So Dr. Joy Brown, she is a psychologist with a radio program. She once in a while she has an interview, and she had on Terry O'Neill, president of N.O.W, and of course she comes on the show with a big buildup of, we've achieved a lot, but there's still a lot to achieve. And what does she come up with? What needs to be achieved? This great overwhelming oppression of women, that she needs to head an organization just called the National Organization for Women, not human rights, but for women. This great overwhelming problem is, well, the feminist chant that women only make 70 cents, is it 78 cents now, for every dollar that men earn. Us in the movement know that this is comparing apples to oranges. Generally, for the same work, time put in, and skill level, men and women generally do earn about the same. Okay? But the big problem that Terry O'Neill and N.O.W has, and I guess all mainstream feminists, is that now the problem is that women just don't know that they're underpaid. That's the problem. And she doesn't really say why it is. Of course she intimates, that's what feminists always do, that this disparity of earnings is because of discrimination. Because of discrimination, women only make 78 cents on the dollar that men make. But they're trying to remedy it. I guess maybe they've given up the trying to change men as far as discrimination towards women. So they're saying that women don't know that they're underpaid, and so they're seeking to pass laws. This is in the works. Sounds like pure socialism to me, that companies would have to pass salary transparency laws so everyone would know what each other makes. And if there is a difference, companies would have to justify those differences. And if they can't justify those differences, then we must all make the same salary. So this doesn't really seem like the free market to me. Doesn't even sound like capitalism to me. So I don't know how they're going to go about this, because even Joy Brown had to say she's generally a common sense cookie. But I do want to confront her on a lot of things. She is a dyed-in-the-wool feminist and does not really understand that men have many problems that are not being addressed. And feminism chooses to ignore men's problems. That's why they're not a human rights movement. They're a special privilege movement for women. But she did say, Dr. Joy did ask, well, what about people who don't want their salary broadcast company-wide or worldwide? Well, then she said, well, they could opt out on that. So then how would you even go about doing this whole thing if you could opt out on everyone knowing your salary? Sounds like a boondoggle to me, something that hasn't been thought out. And basically it's another straw man that feminists tend to put up and say, see, if we only had this, then it'd be okay. But since you didn't give us this, salary transparency, and companies have to justify differences. Well, how about this, Terry O'Neill? Instead of what you think it is, that women are too timid to ask for raises, I mean, that may or may not be true, we don't know, or because of discrimination, do you think it could be some other reasons? Let's say that men and women make different choices. Well, the fact is that men die, workplace deaths are 94% men. So men are obviously taking the vast majority of dangerous jobs. Now let me see. Would a dangerous job pay more money? Now what do you think? I think so. So when men take more dangerous jobs, that's going to skewer the salaries towards the people who take more dangerous jobs, and these men are taking these more dangerous jobs because, back to the old adage, necessity is the mother of invention. So the necessity for these men to earn a living, because no woman's going to take care of them, they need to earn money at any cost, and many men need to take dangerous jobs. They don't have anything else. So do you think that could be a factor, that men are taking more dangerous jobs? Do you think also that men work more hours and more years on the job than women? Do you think that could be a factor, that men make more money? Let me see. Would people get paid more if they have more years on the job and gain more experience? Or less experience? I would think more experience. And since men do that, I guess that's why they're making more money. Now let me see, even Joy Brown and even feminists, this is part of their issue, that women are generally take care of the kids far more often than men, and they're stuck at home more. So if they're stuck at home more, raising more kids than men, wouldn't that make sense that they're working less hours, salaried hours than men, less time on the job, less money than men? Makes sense that that's why women make less, because they're at home more, taking care of the children more. We're making sense here. Pretty good. We're on a roll. And also, women tend to like flex time. Now let me see, flex time. If you go to an employer and say, I want to work flex time, does that give me more money or less money? Or maybe not even, there might even not even be a job that has flex time. Well, let me see, flex time. Is that more of a burden for a workplace? Don't know really, but I think flex time, you tend not to make as much money when you determine your hours, rather than employers determining your hours. I would think you would make less money when you take flex time. How about this? Me being in this movement for many years, yes, men do make most of the money. I don't know by how much, but they do work the most hours and the most years. And they, well, I don't know about college anymore. Women are a majority of the college now, but so I don't know how that's going to end up. But, women spend most of the money. You don't have power generally waking up 5 o'clock in the morning, going to work every day. The power comes from the spending of the money. I think women spend like 85% of consumer disposable dollars. So women do have the power, and politicians and advertisers and companies know this. They're spending most of the dollars earned. Ask any